It is not every day that a simple statue can really stand out among tens of other equally beautiful and well-carved statues. But Kariakop statue, located along Kenyatta Avenue, is exactly one such statue. Kariakop statue, better known as the Guardians of the City, is one of the most popular yet controversial statues found in the city of Nairobi. So, the first question you ask, what's the purpose of this statue and why was it built in the first place? Here is a little history to shed light on that. During the First World War I and II, nearly 162,000 black soldiers fought for the British in the King's African Rifles Army as Career Corps. Basically, as the name suggests, their main duties were to carry luggages, food, ammunition, and run errands for the whites. And at the end of the war, over 44,500 Kenyans had perished. This three-man sculpture made of black granite was then created in their honor in the year 1918 and erected in the year 1945. On the pedestal are engraved ones of the immense contribution the Career Corps made during the war. As you can probably notice, these statues are incredibly human-alike, and they have also been raised on a pedestal made of mason stone. This is an attempt to elevate these individuals from the clutter and history of normal life after the incredible feast in the battleground. And I second that 1000%. Second question, what inspired their clothes design, or better still, why are they in shorts? The guardians of the city are clearly armed to the British standards of that time, with each bearing a rifle that they magnificently pose with at arm, while the third Career Corps on the left is armed with a walking stick and a pouch. The Career Corps are dressed in the standard King's African Rifle Army uniform, which comprises of a khaki blazer and shorts, a swelly cap, and in rare cases boots. Whites treated Africans as inferior to them and always referred to Africans as boys no matter their age. Therefore, Africans were forced to wear shorts to symbolize low stature and inferiority. Third question, why are they still in place despite what I've just said? This statue was subject to a heated debate in the Kenyan parliament in the year 1984 when the then local government assistant minister, Nzenga Mungai, revealed plans to remove and substitute them with Mau Mau's heroes Dedan Kimathe's statue. The then President Moi led the matter to rest by ordering that the monument be left in place, and those wishing to erect one for Dedan Kimathi look for another site. Of course, the statue was later unofficially gazetted under the Kenya National Monuments and Statues Act, protecting it from any harm or risk of removal. Whenever I pass by this statue, I'm always reminded of my childhood favorite storybook, The Three Musketeers. Both characters epitomize courage, selflessness, and perseverance. During World War I and II, Africans were always on the war front in the battleground and had no protective gear and equipment. By virtue of this arrangement, they were supposed to act as human shields for the white soldiers at the back. Yet they still conquered whoever was in their path, and some lived long enough to return home and tell the tale. Now, if that is not courage, then I simply don't know what courage is. Selflessness. Africans had no tangible reason to take part in both World War I and II. They had no agenda, and it was not their war in the first place. Yet they still fought on behalf of the British, Germans, French, and any other colonial power ruling them then. And after they secured their victory, were they treated like heroes and given medals and recognition? Hell no. Africans went back to their normal life as subjects for the whites, dutifully paying taxes and getting abused by the colonial power. Whites, on the other hand, were given recognition, treated as heroes, and celebrated. Perseverance. Africans persevered a lot during the colonial era, undergoing constant abuse and mistreatment by the whites. During the war, it was even worse. They had to persevere through bitter cold winter and strange weather patterns they had never experienced before. Millions also died as a result of diseases such as smallpox, not to mention starvation, as they were always the last to eat whatever was left behind. And finally, Africans persevered long enough to fight for their independence. And so, for those three virtues, I salute them, and that's why I've christened them the Three Musketeers of Nairobi.